No Jordan. Hey, it's Jill here. It's Wednesday, the 10th. On August 12th, there is a full moon in Aquarius. I'm having Melissa.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, so we're going to pull some cards and talk about what's going on with this full moon in Aquarius
Right,
Friday.
as we should.
How you doing, Melissa?
I'm doing good. How you doing, girl?
Good, thank you, thank you.
Not this.
Okay, so we pre-pulled the cards. So the first card is the Eight of Swords
Mm-hmm.
slash Colstein, or it's also called Celestine or Celestite. And it looks like this. Who's going first? I feel like you should go first because you seem more eager.
Honey, I'm in it. Okay. So for the Eight of Swords, um, it's all like air energy, but like the swords deck is a very like tumultuous, like,
What's this?
yo, hey, Steamy.
Stevie!
Very tumultuous, very hard kind of deck to be in. So the Eight of Swords is basically feeling trapped, restricted, paralyzed. Um Even when you look at the card, well, you don't have imagery on your cards, but when you look at the typical I think Rider cards, it's like someone who's like tied up and all that stuff. But it's basically a feeling of being trapped, of being victimized. But it's all in your mental. Like your mental is what's trapping you. And because of that, you feel like you have no agency. So if it's your mental or if something outside of you, you it feels like it's fate, basically. Yes, that's the Eight of Swords right there. Boom. Homegirl tied the fuck up. That's it. Like, it's crazy. Don't look at my hair. I'm trying not to be in the camera because I look crazy.
I forgot about that.
Honey,
You look amazing.
don't even got my do-rag or nothing. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. It's feeling trapped, whether or not it's your own doing or the universe, where it's like it's kind of inescapable. Yeah, so that's what I got on that one.
Right. And the the swords is the air element, which is also
Mm.
Aquarius, right? So
Honey, is it?
so um the Celestine, it's blue. So
Mm.
your throat chakra is going to help you communicate, express your emotions, emotional peace. But also says it can remove stress from the physical body, relieve headaches and tension. So I think that's
Ooh.
good, right? Based on what you were saying,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, they
you
kind of like.
calm your emotional body, access higher dimensions. So yeah, I think it's also getting into like your higher self. It's good for the third eye, the crown chakra, and the etheric chakras. The element is wind, and it helps dispel fear and paranoia, calms the emotional body. You can
Mm.
also use it for
Yeah.
like your intuition. Aquarians are quite intuitive, so you can also use it to tap in with that energy.
Mm.
Yeah, spirit guides, higher selves, angelic guides, third eye, crown chakra, etheric chakras, the ones that hang above the head.
Okay, so like outside of your
Yeah,
physical
yeah,
aura bodies, whatever. Okay.
yeah, facts. So yeah, relieve the tension. You can in your meditation put it if you got a headache, you can put it on your head, lay it on your forehead. You can throw it on your throat if you need to communicate or express something.
Not throw it on my
And if
throat.
you want to journal, journaling's great. When you journal, keep it either in your non-dominant hand when you're writing, or like on the notebook, on the table, on your lap, in your pocket, wear it around your neck.
Mm.
And this is a good one to put by the windowsill to
Oh, because of the wind.
capture the energy of the moon. But sure,
Oh, okay. I'll let you finish next time.
all right. The next card is Empress
Mm-hmm.
and Emerald.
Little bad. That makes sense. Emerald definitely gives me very much Empress energy. Right. Right, bad bitch energy, honey. You know what? You don't know which sign is correlated to, right?
No, I can try to check.
Let me see. I could while I'm chitter chatting. The Empress, so the Empress is definitely like a card about fertility, about birth, obviously, mother, like all that stuff. But it's I think sometimes when people see it, okay, it's Taurus, which also makes sense. It's about femininity and
Oh
about
yes,
fertility.
Emerald is also ruled by Venus, which also
Ah,
Taurus.
it's all coming full circle, honey.
Also ruled by Libra. You feel me?
Ah. But I think a lot of times when people think of like define like femininity and like fertility, they often think of like, oh, I'm about to get pregnant, I'm knocked up, honey. And it's like, no, it's rarely that. A lot of times it's talking about creation. In the same way in which I think it kind of has a lot of the Empress energy kind of has the same creation energy as like the ace of like either like fire or water, where it's like is the birth of something, the spark of something, the building of something. But like in a very natural and nurturing sort of way, like this, like it's like the birth of like your brainchild. Like if you got a mental baby that you're thinking about, this is the Empress card for that. But that's basically what the Empress card is indicative of like, creation in a loving way.
Yes, exactly. Because with
Mm-hmm.
Emerald, you can manifest, but because it's the green and the heart chakra, and it's ruled by Venus, you can manifest you some love, and it doesn't have to be romantic love. If you
Mm.
have some conflict between you and it can be a friend, a family member, you can, sit with that emerald and put whatever you need to put in it to help resolve the conflict, and then you
Hey
hand
girl. Mm.
and then you hand it to whoever it is on the opposite side, and let them carry it until they feel any type of difference, or y'all are able to communicate. Um,
Mm.
yeah, it helps with imbalances in relationships. Oh, we have a double on eases tension.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of tension alleviation
Yeah, hey
situation.
Yoni. Yeah, so easing the tension, especially emotional tension, since we're dealing with the heart chakra.
Mm.
You can also, for manifesting, light a green candle, visualize what you want, and hold the emerald at your heart to draw whatever it is. It can also help you be more romantic if that's something you're into, and attract the wealth. Manifest the money.
Okay.
And this is a very rough emerald stone. You can't even really see the.
Oh, it looks so different when it's rough.
Yeah, yeah, but that's it right there.
That's not
It
even
could be
like the
cleaned up better,
character.
but
So you said it was the Aquarius full moon in Leo right now, right?
full moon in Aquarius, yeah, during Leo season.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but
Fire.
okay, but yeah, okay, I see now, because this. Hmm?
Yeah, and Venus is what? Beauty, romance, also manifesting your
Yeah.
finances.
But Venus is very, well, no, not so much Venus, but definitely like Taurus energy, which is the Empress, is very much physical beauty. Like it deals with like acquisition, like kind of comfort beauty. So that's very interesting as well.
Okay. Now, because what you were saying before about, like, what was it, the continuity or a clarity card?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the third card is Ten of Swords and Smoky Quartz.
Oh, okay. So the Ten of Swords, as I said, like I feel like the majority of the swords deck is very different. And it's an opposition between all the minor arcana decks, where it's like most of the minor arcana have like this kind of chill energy, except for like I think the fives and sometimes a little bit 10. But the whole swords of this whole swords deck is bonkers, and the 10 is no exception. The
Here you
swords
go.
deck
Look.
is a mess, honey. Right, exactly. Giving it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. And what you have with the 10 of swords is ruination, failure, bitterness, collapse, just absolute fucking exhaustion. Dead end is going left, honey. It's going left fast and hard. That's what the 10 of swords is giving. But it's the indication of like a disaster. It shows like that there's like a crazy force that's gonna hit you, that's gonna just tilt your life all the way crazy, and it's a metaphor for just like tragedy, you know. And then when you have the 10, any 10 and any minor arcana is the culmination of everything. And so we're talking about, especially with the swords, where it's already this tumultuous story and it culminates basically in what, you know, when you look at the card, it's basically death. You feel me? Like,
But
honestly,
she's on at the same time though. She's on her phone. It's almost like
I mean, that deck is the modern witch deck, so they
but it's like, but it's the same thing like this, but it's almost like it's tragedy, but don't be dramatic about it because
I can't. No, you got to see. If I can find. I'm not gonna go through right now because I don't know where my other deck is, but you got to see my 10 of swords, honey, because it looks giving the girls dead. Honestly, I personally think that the 10 of swords is a little bit more chaotic than getting death. If we're not because
well, I mean, death is not really death. Like,
exactly,
you know,
the 10 of swords is giving death. Like
death ain't here.
death doesn't give death. 10 of swords gives death. But yeah. Yeah, so like, and yeah, it's basically just tragedy, but I think it kind of ties into like a lot of what the Eight of Swords was saying, where I think a lot of your death, which in quotations is just like kind of hardships, is caused by mentality. Like, and that in the culmination of, you see how like homeboy's really dead, like like. It's giving dead. It's not.
I don't know if you can see it, but his spirit's coming out of his body.
Right, because he's really giving dead, honey. I don't like. But yeah. So, but I think a lot of times, especially when you're looking at the 10 of swords, it's about.
I'm weak. Wait, my notes. The first line says, "Smoky Quartz is known to ground some of the most airy individuals."
Oh, honey, is it? I might need a. Hey, Shane. I might need a little.
But that's what I'm saying. It's got the Aquarius, and then we're pulling the swords. But then I don't know. It seems like.
See, she see it. Emotional, mental turmoil.
Mm-hmm. Or emotional and mental turmoil, aka depression, distracting myself to continue suppressing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's interesting you say the depression because that's what the smoky quartz is good for. For depression, if you have anxiety, what's it? Depression is when you're thinking too much in the past and you're too much in the future. So, and that's what I liked about the Empress and the Emerald too, because the Taurus is the Earth, so that's, you know, the grounding. And the Smoky Quartz is also like the grounding. So, it's also good for protection. You feel me? Spiritual protection, protecting yourself from any negative energies that you're around. It's good for like the work environment if you got to be around people. You know,
honey, I might send me some of those in the mail.
I can't. I do have a couple. I have a necklace too.
Oh, say less. We'll talk after this.
I don't have the others. So, yeah. It says that it'll help you make good financial decisions. So pair that with the emerald so you can manifest and get the money right.
Oh, wait. Actually, we do have to talk after this, honey.
Hold on. Transmute negative energy, organization, manifestation of dreams and desires. So you use that full moon energy to manifest. Another one you can put by the window to get.
Is this one wind too?
It's earth.
It's earth. Okay.
Yeah.
For the 10 of swords.
Oh no, the 10 of swords is air, but the smoky quartz, is earth. But that's what they paired it with. Yeah.
Hey,
this whole deck is interesting when you look at all those type of, you know.
Okay, I gotta get in. I didn't know.
So is there a wrap up or pull a card? Bottom of the deck, top of the deck?
So here, I would say pull another card because here's my wrap up, and I feel like it's an incomplete wrap up, is what I'll say. Like, because I feel like the 8 and 10 are kind of giving, if I combine it together, I feel like what it's saying is that your mentality or things that maybe are imperceptible or things that are out of your control are kind of dragging you down. Like, because sometimes you don't know that your mental is bringing you down, so therefore it's imperceptible to you. Am I saying the right word? But it's whatever it is, it's kind of almost beyond your control that's dragging you down, but a lot of times it is your mental. But on the totally opposite hand, you're pulling this Empress card, which is basically saying like, yo, you're breathing, not just making something, you're breathing life into it. You're literally giving birth to something beautiful. And I think that's, yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's
We
kind of like
got a King of Swords.
a king of, oh, honey. It's not, I don't know if it's giving what it needs to give, honey.
But two came out. Two
Huh?
came out, and the other one was strength.
What is that? A strength? Well, you're gonna
Yeah.
need it with all the swords, I guess.
I cannot.
Give you a little
So,
something, throw a little
stop it.
something.
Stop what you're doing.
That's talking to the cat. Honey.
So the King of Swords is paired with gold, which
Okay, interesting.
yeah,
That's not what I would pair it with, but go ahead.
I mean, I've never even. It's a metal, I guess, right? So I've never really looked
Yes,
up.
is gold technically gold is not really a stone for real.
Yeah, I never looked up any healing properties of gold. Never really. I have gold plated copper. Let me see.
So okay, so
King of
oh wait,
Swords.
go ahead.
No, that's what I was about to say. You got the King of Swords, right?
Yeah, King of Swords is giving reason, authority, discipline. It reminds me of what is that? King of Swords reminds me of Emperor or yeah, Emperor. That's what King of Swords reminds me of.
Aquarius.
Um, and that sort of energy. So that's what I think of. But it's like, you know, when you're looking at King of Swords, it's because the Swords deck is all about communication. It's talking about objectivity and sticking to like kind of absolute truths. Which when you look at, okay, you have the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Swords, where it's like it's kind of like these things that are dragging you down that you might not be able to control. That's when you need the objective truth the most, because your mind and your mental, when the universe can get in your brain and scramble things up and fuck up your perception. And the only way that you can kind of get around that is focusing on what is an absolute truth. Like, okay, like you can always say something like, oh, I'm depressed, or like, oh, this is not working and I'm a loser or whatever. But you need to focus on like, okay, what can I reasonably manage? What is reasonably tangible? What can I actually do? And the King of Swords basically implies that you need to use your intellect to attain your goals. And you need to be sharp, you need to be observant, and you need to be stern in whatever your role is, or whatever you're discussing, or whatever you want. So yeah, it's this like steadfastness to logic. If nothing else, that's what the King of Swords is. Like trying to just, you know. So I mean, I think that makes sense when you're talking about a the two swords and then also the goddess card, because I think it's like to kind of pull yourself out of this like emotional muck, this maybe like uncontrollable kind of muck, and getting to that Empress energy. You need to kind of stick to what are absolute truths and use your intellect to pull you out of that.
And that's probably where the strength then starts to come in.
Right. And then also too, you do want to kind of use, I always, when I do tarot readings, I like to use the major arcana to kind of lead the vibe of the reading, because I feel like, I don't know, they more powerful. I don't know, whatever. But like I always use major arcana. So the strength and the Empress, I think, like you're saying, kind of are the more important themes. Like if you're saying like, okay, that's like the thesis of the reading, like that's and then like the swords is like the body paragraphs. I would say yeah, that for sure. So the courage, the bravery, the confidence. Yeah, when you're talking about that, it's like you have the inner strength and the fortitude during moments of distress to kind of push forward. And I think that will also be, you know, that's what that King of Swords would give you. That it's like gives you that strength to kind of push through whatever's going on, even if it is like a big struggle. You feel me?
Okay. And gold is ruled by the sun. The element is fire.
Oh, this Leo girl.
Yeah, there it goes. It's good for power, healing, protection, wisdom, money, success, and male sexual dysfunction. So I pair it with the root chakra. Throughout the ages, Gold is for fashioning sacred images and decorating altars. It's one of the highest offerings to the deities.
She's a Libra.
Libra Sun, Scorpio Rising, Aquarius Moon. Gold, perhaps the most magically potent of all metals.
Is that
Energy
true?
rituals worn during magic enhances the magician's abilities to ruse and send forth power. So yeah, power, using your power increases your personal power, courage, confidence, willpower. It's giving
Honey.
me solar plexus vibes as well.
Mm.
Preserve health, arthritis, protection or defensive magic. Put it by your altar. A gold chain around white candles for protective rituals. Okay.
Yeah, you probably, I think definitely with this sort of reading, I would definitely say that's indicative of needing, like, doing a little extra protection work and doing a little bit to fortify your base. You feel? It's definitely
Yeah,
giving
because
you it's
the
a
smoky
building
quartz
time.
is protection too. Okay, do the strength.
Oh, wait, I said the strength, but I'll do it
You did
again.
it?
Yeah, I
Okay,
kind of ran straight from soap
that's
came.
what I thought. That's what I thought.
You
Okay,
know me,
so
girl.
then I can't.
You let me
So
talk, I'm good.
then I can't. Onyx. Onyx. Alright,
Oh,
alright.
Air Gang.
She's in Aquarius.
All
Uh,
together, honey.
Onyx.
You know.
Yeah, so onyx is black, so it is definitely protection stone. I have white onyx.
Oh, wait, what's that look like? You got some on you?
It's actually man-made.
Oh, wait, so how you, well, I don't know if you know this, because you know me, I'm gonna ask a couple questions. You know how they make that?
But I don't even think I looked it up, but I forgot. But the base isn't even
Oh.
onyx type vibes. You feel me? Like I feel like it was something different.
Okay, I was
Like
about to
they
say, do
used
the
it in
YouTube
like
girl thing.
a
Oh, it's so white.
yeah, it's real white, and then you see how it's like powdery.
Is it supposed to be flaking like that?
Yeah, it's not necessarily flaky. It's like powdery. It's
It
almost
looks
like
like baby powder. What's
yeah, like a
okay?
powdered donut.
I mean, can't put that in a water bottle.
You want to know what it's for? Purification, positive energy, balance the mind and body, cleanse energy, adjust your focus, goal orientated. It's more, well, it can be for the root or the crown because it's onyx and then because it's white.
Okay.
Yeah. But, it's a form of chalcedony. So it can be like calming, peaceful, stuff like that.
What's the chalced? What now? You said?
Oh,
Beg pardon?
chalcedony. It's this really cute like stone. It's very smooth. It's I think carnelian is also like a form of chalcedony, but it's this very like nice
Ooh.
little genre of like these smooth crystals. Like like the onyx is like
Smooth energetically, not
yeah,
physically.
both. I feel like
Okay. Mm-hmm.
yeah, chalcedony. You feel me?
Okay, I gotta get in, honey. That you putting
Okay,
down.
onyx. Inner strength, focused attention, willpower again. Oh, that's a nice little double that did there. It's
Mm-hmm.
also good for the root, solar plexus, and third eye. So it's giving your willpower, your intuition, your higher self, your spirit guides. Aids in recovering strength and vitality after illness. Okay, y'all heard that. Get into the onyx. I don't have any onyx. Calming influence, confidence, power, inner strength, endurance, persistence. Difficult and dreary tasks are powered through to completion.
Mm.
Maintain mental focus. It's like the Adderall. Let me stop.
Mm. Yo, Crystal Adderall sounds like a vibe. I'm not gonna hold you.
But also grounding. Yeah, reach
Hey,
out.
girl.
All right. So what's the conclusion?
The conclusion is it's gonna be real rocky and shaky, honestly.
But it doesn't have to be. Don't be dramatic. You feel me?
Yeah, but it's like
Well, it is, but don't be dramatic about it, I guess.
it's not even like don't be dramatic. It's just that you have to take actual steps forward mentally to push yourself to a place that you want to be. And it has to be a concerted effort. And it's not gonna come easy. You have to actively work at it. But it'll come. It'll come with the strength. You know, you'll get there. Not don't be dramatic.
Be as active as you are dramatic. That's for me.
Right, honey. Coming from you.
All right. I don't think I ever showed the Smoky Quartz.
Ooh,
So
fancy. That's the chassis in it.
this is Celestine. I actually don't have chalcedony as much as I admire it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is it. Okay, so y'all follow me. Follow Melissa. She does art stuff in the city.
Yeah.
New York City. I'm in hot Atlanta.
Atlanta.
So yeah, full moon is on Friday. Put your crystals by the windowsill. Throw them in some water by the windowsill. Write some stuff down with the crystals. Meditate with the crystals. Carry the crystals around. Put them in your workspace when you're doing your meditation. Yeah, that's Smoky Crystals. Nice. And then Melissa, any final words? Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yes, this is very good. Also, what do I do? My crystal keeps escaping.
Get it together. I don't want to have to keep coming and telling you the same thing and you ain't made no changes. What I'm sticking around here for? Somebody else can
You talking
use
about you or the crystal?
the crystal and
Oh,
me.
okay. I was like, dang, girl.
Nah, but you feel me? It's energy, and the energy has to, you know what I'm saying? You don't want it to get, crystals don't get moldy, they escape. You feel me?
It's the shade. Certainly do.
Alright. Love you guys.
Love you.
You talking
Peace.
about the Azurite?
Yes.
You lost it again?
It's not lost. It is just misplaced. It's got legs, girl. I swear it do.
Girl, let's go. Alright, I gotta download the thing. I'll call you after.
All right. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace. Love y'all.